Producer Forever here. Stay tuned to the end of the podcast for a brand new song from Vodka Studios called Another Night.
2020, baby.
Can I get a Hoya? Can I get a Hoya?
Welcome to the Roadhouse Podcast. We're back.
Danger Will Robinson. Danger Will Robinson. Get back inside your house.
We're back and we know what we talking Elon Musk shooting people into space on a rocket ship far away up into the sky every single day. I wonder, are we gonna be on the moon soon with a Tesla flag? And those astronauts looking down on this earth, people rioting in the streets. What are you gonna do? I'm staying up here. Fuck. Is COVID-19 over? Winnie D's, Sava K, Roadhouse. Like, no one seems to be here, Scoob. Was this all just for politics? Who's behind this mask? Nancy Pelosi? Holy fuck. Let's get this show on the road. Roadhouse. Enjoy the show. Roadhouse.
What's cooking, Roadhouse Mafia? Welcome to the Roadhouse Podcast, most natural and unapologetic podcast in the world. Oh, yeah.
Can I get a?
Oh, yeah. I'm your host, Roadhouse. I'm your host, Roadhouse, and joining me today is co-host Winnie D's and Do It All.
Lick my chestnuts.
Lick my chestnuts. Do It All, sixth man of the year.
That's
the
me.
Slav man.
That's me.
We got to come up with the nickname for you. You don't like Slav degrees. He don't like. I like just
Slava.
Sav. He's a savage, dude.
Slav squatter.
Slav squatter. Squatter's rights.
God do it. Well, it'll come to us, I think. You know. Well, we have a story that might.
Let it come.
Oh yeah, yeah. Guys,
The Russian arsonist.
yeah, dude. Rasputin, the arson.
The Red Russian.
The only thing that was
He was
red was
burning
a house.
fascism down to the ground. So
Bernie Slav.
when we were setting up all this,
Wait.
So guys, while we were setting up the studio for action, Sav was showing me this video he put on YouTube. What's your YouTube channel?
Savical.
Savacol, go check that out. He put up this we'll get Paul style vlog. It was funny, dude. We got some good laughs out of it. But during it, he starts telling this story about he was 8 years old and he burned a house down. He literally burned a house down at 8 years old, and the way they got caught was they were sitting in a tree and let it burn, baby. We don't need no water. So give us a little run through, because I got an 8-year-old story that is not like cops didn't get involved, but same repercussions, I bet.
Long story short, so I was a little fucking bad at a hell kid. And there was this house around the block from where I lived, and a bunch of us neighborhood kids came upon this house. People moved out.
So it was an empty house.
People moved out. They abandoned it.
Trap house, baby.
Dude,
So it was like a ghost house.
It was for sale for a while, and then the for sale sign came up, and it started getting a little dilapidated. So we knew it was abandoned.
Abandoned or just unoccupied?
Yeah, well,
When you're 8 years old, those
Vacant. It was vacant.
when I was 8 years old, I didn't know any of those words. I looked at this house, and when there's nobody in there. So,
Okay, freaking Warner Von Braun Jr., dude. Okay, keep going.
so we would play around this house for a while, and then we would joke like we should get in this house, and
You wanted to put it in like a proposal, right? Like you wanted to put down a down
Well,
payment.
you said you were the youngest kid trying to impress like all the older kids.
So you took out a mortgage on the house.
I was trying to be a little badass, so I punched out on the back door. I punched out one of the
windows.
The windows, yeah, which was a bad idea.
Freaking hard ass.
Sliced my knuckle open. Sliced my knuckle, but we got in and we started messing around in this house. And then after about
and you're slowly fading away.
Popped one of the main arteries. Did we burn it down yet?
Give me a banana.
So
Give me some sugar.
We got in. And
Are you got any s'mores?
Is anybody else tired all of a sudden?
Does anybody know CPR?
I'm sorry. We're adding so much more detail to the story.
So we got in like eight neighborhood kids. We got in, and
That's a gang of kids. Wow, that is a lot of kids.
13th Street Posse. What's good, cuzzy?
We got in, and it took all of about 3 days for us to get bored of the inside of this house. So my dumb ass.
Like, what time would you guys be doing this? Because you guys are occupying this house 3 days.
Right off the school bus, it was like, hey, let's go hang out in this fucking abandoned house.
Dude, that's the thing. When we were little,
Squatters' rights.
like we would just leave our house, like go like into the woods for miles. At 8 years old, and I like thinking about like my brother now when he was younger. I'm like, dude, my parents were like, I can't see you. You can't go there, dude. It's crazy like how like times of us growing up, the shit that we did when we were younger to the kids nowadays. But go on with your arsenic behavior.
No,
Arsenic. You poisoned somebody?
Hey, might as well. Or that carbon dioxide in the air, dude.
No, I agree. I feel like most parents today
You
are,
alone killed 30 sea turtles by lighting that house on fire.
but most parents today, I feel like with their kids, they're like, here, take this phone and sit on this couch and don't move, right? Like,
Oh, yeah, not us, dude.
That's the easy way
We
out.
all
No,
had
no.
ADHD,
Oh, yeah.
100%.
so there we were. It took about 3 days for us to get bored of this house. And then me being 8 years old, but also being a little smart ass shitheaded kid. I was like, we should burn this house down. And I know how we're going to do it. We're going to stuff newspapers into the heating vents. So it's getting oxygen.
Genius.
It's getting oxygen from the bottom. The newspaper is going to burn, but it lights the carpet on fire. And kids, listen. Hey, don't fucking do this. Don't fucking take.
How can you?
Unless it's a Gucci store, then hey, let's get that shit.
That's quite. This is quite advanced.
Unless you're out riding, don't fucking do this to your neighbors.
This is quite advanced for an 8-year-old. I wonder.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying.
What field would you be a master? Like just to like a beautiful master.
He would be on Elon's Tesla going up to that space station right now, dude, just to see if the docking works.
I feel like I've got to be a criminal.
stuff newspapers into the vent,
See, the airflow of the heater, it condenses over onto the carpet.
and that'll produce 20% efficiency.
Guys, I would say by my calculations, we have about a 78% chance that we burn this motherfucker down to the ground.
I've got an 8-year-old now, and I look at him, and I'm like, dear God, I hope his brain doesn't work the same way mine did at that age.
Yeah, dude. No, it's insane. Night and day, people. I think generations of people like vastly change. And that's what you're seeing with your 8-year-old now.
Yeah, he's a good kid, I hope.
He's a good kid.
But,
you hope. Okay.
Yeah, so that's what we did. We brought in newspapers, we stuffed them in the heating vents. It all worked out.
We got bored of this house for 3 days. Let's burn this We're done. We're done. Finito,
Bored.
Le bored.
So everything worked out to plan. The house started on fire magnificently. We had to see it burn. So what do we do? There's a nice big, I think it was a plum tree or cherry tree.
A
out
viewing
front.
tree. Yeah.
We went out, sat in the tree. Me and my buddy. I'm not
Bunch of psychopaths.
I'm not naming names. We sat in this tree and watched it burn.
Wow.
And that's
We don't need no water. Let the motherfucker burn it. So Bloodhound Gang is burnt.
that was our downfall as well because the neighbor saw it and called the cops, and we were immediately not arrested. But
Can you imagine being like,
There's 8 kids hanging out in this tree.
no.
you know Karen, dude. Karen was washing dishes. Like, this house is on fire. These little assholes are in this tree.
And there's like,
Math. Hey, let's do some investigative journalism and kids in a tree, abandoned house
And there's
on
like
fire.
Lord of the Flies, wild children just hanging out in a tree watching.
They already killed the fat one. They killed the fat one.
That's the part of my
fat
plan.
one was inside.
That's
They
the
left
part-
him in the house. I repeat, they burned him alive.
Piggy is inside. Piggy is inside.
Piggy has been terminated.
So as elaborate as my plan was, it didn't get as far as like, hey, maybe we shouldn't get caught. Like, we should just watch it burn, right?
Typical 8-year-old arsonist.
Terrible
mistake.
idea, right? But hey, so it burned.
You were
It
smart
burned.
enough to figure out how to successfully burn down a house at 8 years old. I'm pretty sure you had some mastermind plan like, we're all going to get locked up, dude. It's fine. Better in the system now than later.
We're gonna rat on somebody.
We're going to rat on that BZ Karen who snitched on us.
We're gonna ride up on some snitch or whatever.
So what
8 years
happened?
old.
What happened after the cops showed up?
It's
all a
the
blur.
memories. The memories a little shady, but I remember going to court, and I remember they put
Wearing
me,
three-piece or what?
No, I didn't go to jail or anything, but they put me like during court. They put me in this like really cold, dark, completely blacked out room for like. It honestly, it felt like a few hours.
What is this? Some Russian science test subject?
I don't know.
You will sit in this black room right now.
I don't know.
Repent for your sins.
I don't know what the deal. I don't know what the deal was there, but I remember being really fucking scared and really cold and
That's
really
terrifying, dude. 8 years old.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
Yeah.
They
I
want.
bet you wish you had that house.
God
in there
damn it!
lighting
Give
up
me the
room.
truth. They do some bad cop, good cop on you.
There was none of that. They literally,
You motherfucker! You said
They come in, just
signed
punch
this.
you, like just a quick jab. Tell me who lit it on fire. Yeah, I
Sign this testimony.
But I
You're 8 years
I
old.
remember going into court and I told the judge, like, I told him this whole elaborate plan.
Was it
had
like
too,
Judge
and-
Junior? Was it like, oh,
No.
hi?
No.
It was like,
No, it was
they're
like,
I guarantee you that judge probably thought this guy's going to be in prison in 10 years, dude.
repeat offender. This is your third house that you've that you've engineered a burn down.
Well, the last one
Plan.
they paid me for. They paid me for the last one. That's on them. You got to talk to them.
Yeah, the Portland Hoovers paid you, right? The biggest gang in Portland.
I'm looking back now.
What
and-
is it?
The Portland Hoovers.
Hoovers?
The Hoovers. Remember that TV show on History Channel called Gangland,
Yeah.
where they like profile a gang? I guess Portland's was the Hoovers. I never heard of them before.
A weak name.
I know.
It's a weak name. Hey, but do your thing, guys. Do your thing. You're a bunch of Dyson vacuums. That's what it is.
Anyway, Saab, continue.
But yeah, what was your punishment? They just put you in that dark room?
The Red Arsonist.
How dare them, dude?
I don't remember if like there was any restitution or anything. I'm 8 years old. Like I obviously didn't pay anything. Go get a job. I didn't have. But
You're gonna forfeit your lunch money or something.
I don't know if my parents had to pay anything. I have no
I'm
idea.
sure
I
as
just-
shit your parents probably paid something, dude.
I don't know. The last thing I remember is being in that dark, cold room and being in the courtroom, and then I don't remember.
Was
where
this
I
all
went
on the
from
same
there.
day?
The dark, yeah, the cold room. They threw me in like right before I went into court.
Okay.
So
Well, they had to break you down. They had to make sure you didn't answer any questions correctly, dude.
Did you have a lawyer? Was there?
I don't think so.
So it was just like, I did it. I'm 8. It wasn't like Johnny Cochran.
Mommy,
like,
Daddy,
if the glove
am I going
does
to
not
jail?
It might have been a good thing that I didn't have a lawyer because can you imagine? He's like, yeah, this kid's fucked. Like, what do we do with him? Throw him fucking.
Well, there's probably some like ways out of it, but
At that point, you
Good.
probably should have just got a sex change. Then they'd just send you off to the lady prison,
Who's this?
the lady juvie.
This is Savannah.
This is Samantha.
Samantha.
Hey, don't give yourself a nickname like that, bro. Don't give yourself a nickname like that. That's wild, dude. You've been wilding since
That's come up in the conversation.
That's crazy.
wilding since the 90s.
Let's move on.
Hey, but 2020
Hey, let's move on to the current. What's on fire now?
was on fire right now. Elon Musk just put 2 astronauts in space. If you guys haven't heard
and
about
they're
it,
on fire right now. Currently?
they on fire.
They are
I
on
don't know.
fire.
Dude. The whole mission
Someone
was,
save them.
dude,
What do they do?
You know, like think about it. Like you're being an astronaut.
You're just
You're sitting.
put yourself in
You're
the mind
sitting in this
of an
Tesla,
astronaut.
and guys,
Right.
we get it was a rocket ship, but just think about the process of going into space.
Right.
You are in a shuttle strapped to a freaking missile,
basically.
and then they shoot you up. You got to be thinking like any second. You're like, well, 10, 9, 8. You're like, sitting there, you're like, ooh, dude. Like knowing at any second you could just be absolutely disintegrated.
That's a better way to go, though. If it was like a slow burn or like,
Oh, like jet fuel,
yeah.
like Travis Barker, Blink-182 style.
Wait, did he? Is
Dude.
Travis Barker dead?
Yeah, he was in a plane a long time ago. He was in a plane
What?
crash.
I
Dude.
thought he was-
He
I-
like had jet fuel all over him. He had
Oh.
3rd-degree burns.
And then he just like slowly died in the hospital.
No, he's still alive.
So he
Survive. His survivor.
It's a slow burn, man.
Dude,
yeah,
slow
it's
burn.
slow burn.
It was nasty, but
But DJ, his
DJ
DJ
AM.
AM, yeah, died in that crash.
yeah, no, he didn't die in the crash.
Is that right?
Yeah, he OD'd like later. I guess he had like hella PTSD and shit from that.
Wow.
It's pretty. There's a bunch of people did die on that plane. I think DJ AM and Travis Barker might have been the only survivors. I could be wrong.
Plane.
Same plane.
Wow.
Same plane. 2
Was
chains.
it a private plane?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of people die in planes. Well,
so this whole SpaceX mission, we're just gonna go see if they get a launch up, get to that space station out there, work with the Russos, the Russians,
ISS,
dock on.
Yeah.
This is just to see if they could get up there, dock, and then they're gonna come back. Slide. Also, in other news of 2020, if you guys haven't heard, Carol Baskins now owns all of Joe Exotic's estate. Dude.
What?
Yeah, she just won in court.
Wow.
Yeah, Joe Exotic tried to transfer.
He can't pay.
Dude, you know, like we all know the sleazy moves. Like you're about to get in trouble, so you start transferring over assets to family members, yada, yada, yada. That shit's easy to track. Joe Exotic, absolute criminal. And this is what like documentaries piss me off because as we see with the media now, they can create any narrative when they highlight or spotlight in whatever event. They can create characters. They can create good guys, bad guys out of any situation. You guys, Joe Exotic, he's not getting pardoned by Trump. He's not getting out of jail due to COVID-19 because that ship sailed. Carol Baskins, who would allegedly kill their husband, sardine oil. We know how that story goes. She owns Joe Exotic now. Joe, you lost, buddy. Sigrid and Freud had it better, dude. They had it better. Would you rather get freaking... Did they die or they just got like real bad injuries?
They just got fucked up.
Yeah, they got real
messed up.
Would you rather have that happen to you or in Joe Exotic's position being... I'm locked up.
Well, Joe Exotic is an openly homosexual male. So I'm sure he's doing just fine in prison. You know?
How is Joe Exotic any different than Bill Cosby?
He's like, what? He's like grooming these like young guys who...
Well, Bill Cosby, so what do they say? Bill Cosby had a stash of the lewds. And so Bill Cosby's whole thing was, I bring him up to my room. But Bill Cosby wasn't doing any of the drugs or anything. But the girls would be like, yeah, I want drugs, blah. And then they do it, and then Bill Cosby's sick man, like, would just take advantage of them at that point of them being
so it's similar to like how Joe Exotic would give like buy meth and stuff.
Like these guys are fresh out of prison, and he's like, hey, you want a job? Hey, you want a place to live? Hey, you want some meth? Hey, you want to suck my dick?
Like a look at this penis?
Yeah, but people are like, oh, Exotic Joe, like he's some freaking badass. Like he's a real person that's actually a bad dude. Like he was like, what he did to these people, like, dude, Joe Exotic in jail, like, I don't give a shit why. Like he gets a little bit of celebrity, a little bit of fame. Now people are like, Trump should pardon Joe Exotic. Are you serious? Get out of here. Like Joe Exotic, that guy literally was just hustling.
Where have you seen like support for Joe Exotic? I mean, obviously Joe Exotic is supporting Joe Exotic.
Man, you wearing merch with like Joe Exotic on it, dude. That's just supporting. Imagine like
that doesn't mean they signed the petition, you know. Like dude, it's a meme.
Look,
you know?
if it was down to a vote, Joe Exotic, Carol Baskins. Dude, I'm going Joe Exotic every time.
He's a personality.
That's why.
No, because
he's a personality.
He's got the meth.
Dude.
He's got meth tigers and a cock on him, dude. Sold.
And a tight ass.
And a hot toddy.
And those damn Wrangler jeans. Those cowboy.
Those damn loop earrings, they get me every time.
He adds another loop for each body.
How tall is Joe? I don't think he ever said. I got a height limit.
Is that a question?
I don't know.
With cowboy boots or without cowboy boots?
Without I like them when they leave the cowboy boots on.
Without cowboy boots.
Yeah, there you go. But
I will
that's
never
just in other
financially
news.
recover from this. So Carol Baskins has taken over Joe Exotic's empire, which
she went full Khaleesi.
We if anybody watched, no spoilers, or I guess a little spoiler, but she is entitled to $6 million from Joe Exotic. Isn't that correct? Is it like that what we learned from the series?
Like there's that. I don't know if that was all tied into this lawsuit, but essentially Joe Exotic transferred his whole farm, safari,
right, to different names
to his mom.
Right.
and Carol went after the mom like, we're going to fuck you up in this lawsuit.
Yeah.
And Joe Exotic's mom just went full Tenkashi 6ix9ine. Just let him have it.
I wonder how old she is.
Yeah, how old? How old is she?
I gotta feel bad for her.
That's Tiger King doc. Have any of you guys watched the Epstein doc?
Epstein alert.
No.
I have not. No.
Waste of time, dude.
Meh. Yeah.
I think Netflix went too corporate. Too corporate for like. There's a lot of names left out. They don't really say much about Prince Andrew, and the U.S. just demanded that UK hands over Prince Andrew for some questioning regarding Epstein. But that's not in the
and
news.
that was the end of it.
It's just not. It's not the dominating news story.
Huh.
So to get to the meat of today's episode. What is going on? Like, absolutely, what is going on? COVID's got to be over. Unless, what's the incubation time that the experts, and the word experts is kind of losing some value. Some of these guys out here, the experts, are kind of killing the authenticity of the word experts. Because you guys might be experts in this field, but we're at this point of science where I thought all science was... You got in all your experiments, you got your variable subjects, you got all these parts of science, and science, it's all experimental, like A, B, C, getting all your different subjects and finding results about it, making your notes, trying new things.
Yeah.
But when other people start asking questions, it's like, well, you have to listen to these guys no matter what.
Okay.
So COVID,
are you declaring COVID?
I am declaring COVID.
You are saying COVID is dead.
And assist, dude.
Yeah.
It's OVA OVA. Dude, you can't because after these protests wind down,
Dr. Rhodey declares
Dr. Rhodey
COVID.
I am not a doctor. I am OVA.
So the WHO just announced too. Yesterday, maybe.
Like asymptomatic people can't transfer it.
They can't transfer it. So, I think they announced in Italy that they are down to like almost no cases, which means it burned through the people it was going to burn through, and it's essentially
it's real
over.
convenient just to sneak this tidbit of info in during all the riots and protests. And we're just gonna sneak this in between George Floyd's 5th and 6th funeral. We're just gonna put it here.
Sweden also, who. They didn't shut anything down. They were like, we're gonna ride this down. Is also seeing very good trajectory with no cases and just a good outlook on people recovering.
The moment
and a great outlook on life, you know. Yeah. So like a no trajectory, so they have no new cases, or
I believe in Italy, yeah, they hadn't had any new cases.
But what about
in a couple
Sweden?
Days. Sweden, I don't know. I don't know the exact numbers on Sweden.
Okay, but you're saying from what you gleaned, the trajectory
it's on a downfall. Yeah,
it's on a downfall. Okay, but
OVA. No, man, it's really frustrating for me to see that there was a lot of funerals 3 weeks ago of family members dying from COVID.
Your family members?
Not my family members.
Okay.
Other people's family members.
Everybody who dies is a family member.
Rest in peace, baby.
Somebody.
But like, hey. It was like 150,000 people die daily in the world. 150,000 daily. Death clock.
No.
Bam, bam, bam. Every second someone's dying.
And not like due to COVID, but just like you're
Not
saying.
due to COVID, yeah.
Yeah, you're just saying bam.
Yeah, bam. 150K, like just no remorse. Like,
yeah, like vending machine, fall over.
yeah, dude,
Bam.
like just random shit. Dude, it's so frustrating.
Someone gets fucked by a dolphin to death. Bam. Family member. Death.
Bam, yeah. Raped by a dolphin. They do that. They do that.
They're
Save all
insane.
mammals, right? What about the asshole ones? So it's really frustrating that there was a time when people were dying during the lockdown and they were saying no proper funerals can take place, no family gatherings,
Zoom funeral.
Zoom funerals. Like, are you serious? And like,
lovely.
dude, honestly, like it's a close relative. Like there was people that died during the lockdown in the Russian community, buried, funeral. Like,
Really?
dude, who's gonna tell you like, no, you can't have this funeral? Like, dude, piss off. Like, they can come and like punish you, but dude, you want to come punish us for that? You're gonna have a lawsuit.
You're
gonna have a lawsuit.
You guys live the wild life out here.
Peace off, copper. But it's really sad to me because it's not a proper. I feel like funerals, people go and support, show their grief, and when you don't allow those family funerals during the whole lockdown stage, but then now during these peaceful, and the majority of these protests are peaceful. Do not get it twisted. The media is going to show you all the haywire and all that bullshit, but across all the cities of the United States, most of these protests are peaceful. Mm-hmm. But then when you're going to say, are we going to go in lockdown after these protests are over? Like, because some states extended the lockdown, but it's like family members couldn't have a proper funeral for someone. But George Floyd has had like 6 live TV broadcasted funerals. JFK had 1 funeral, dude. Like, what? It's all, and when we getting into these protests with George Floyd, I do not support what that cop did. Like, I'm more pissed off that these people sat there and like recorded this cop like knee on him,
right?
And the man that's dying is like, "Hey, I'm dying. I can't breathe. Pleading for my mother." All these people recording, and the main recording that was all over the news was some 17-year-old girl. So people were like, "What is this 17-year-old going to do against these cops?"
Someone read the YouTube comments.
Yeah, it's a very difficult situation to be like, if you're 17, but like there's multiple people around watching this happen. Like, at what point are you gonna make the ultimate sacrifice? Like, if someone is truly for the greater good, if someone is truly being harmed in something, are you gonna like dirty cops or fuck dirty cops? Like you got to get rid of them. You cannot. Everyone knows dirty cops,
right? Oh, do they?
I think most people. I have family members that are cops, and like
you know that they're dirty.
These guys, not dirty, but you see like some of their actions out of uniform and stuff, and you kind of see the true character of some of these people.
Gotcha.
Some of them good, a lot of them struggle with issues, dude. Because
if our guest is listening, that we're trying to line up soon. Not all cops are shady.
No, I have 100% respect for.
Don't shoot us in the foot on that.
I got 100% respect for the cops. My uncle was a cop. God rest his soul. He's
dirty,
gone.
dirty.
Not dirty cop, but that is side
cop
issues.
Muddy cop.
But it's like at some point you like. When you see this cop performing this dirty act, like that's an act against human beings,
like
humankind,
fucking a goat or something.
Yeah, exactly. How do you arrest someone? Like, hey man, can you walk away from that goat?
Step away from the goat.
Hey, go fucker.
Don't pull your dick at me.
That's Rob Schneider of The Animal. Have you watched that movie?
Oh, God. No, I have never seen it. Oh, God, Rob Schneider.
But it's a extremely difficult job.
We should get Rob Schneider on the show. I bet he'd do it.
You got to come on as the hot chick, Rob. You got to be the hot chick. But I'm not trying to make this be like, I don't hate cops at all. Not a hate cops podcast. Like, that is... People like do not realize how hard that job is. Imagine every day, every vehicle you're walking up to, you do not understand any situation of what's about to take place. But with cops, I'm like, why are some of them like so poorly trained? Like in situations like extreme circumstances, I feel like anyone could just become a cop. Like what? They need to make being a cop is like Navy SEALs, how they weed out, like, they just weed everyone out, make it really hard to get into, because a lot of people can become cops.
Yeah.
Good pay, insurance, like...
Pension,
like, pretty easy to get into. You know it's a good job. And it's not a profession that you can just have any schmuck get into.
Police reforms are definitely coming
and
down the road.
What do you think about that? This is devastating. Like, defund police.
So defunding police it's not like, fuck, we're just gonna not live with the police
Yeah,
bureau.
it's not gonna be.
It's not like that.
No, it's not gonna be anarchy. Like people are making it seem to be.
It sounds like you're like, like just completely saying like, oh, we're just gonna police ourselves. No, it's a whole different issue. It's like defunding, basically, trying to like set up a whole different structure for
any
for
extra
the police.
allocated funds don't go to the police department.
Right, it's
that
basically,
kind of
it's
stuff.
basically just a restructure. It's almost like a bankrupt. Like when a company becomes bankrupt, what they do is they're like, we can't pay these people, we can't do this. We gotta restart. So they get a restart. So that's kind of the way that I see the defund in Portland, at least, because Portland's very unique. Like where the mayor of Portland is also the police commissioner.
Yeah.
Which is a very interesting dynamic. Was it today? I think the head of Portland Police, the female officer or the female captain of the Portland Police stepped down.
Yeah. I just saw that a new guy jumped in.
Yes, an African American guy.
What was his name?
I didn't catch his name.
I didn't catch his name either.
But
that chick that stepped
that's
down,
changes.
hey,
That is changes.
she's in a shithole, dude. This is one of the...
She is still working at the bureau, but they don't know what.
Yes, duty. No.
I got the mirror up my ass.
You're in my world now. You don't want 100 tunas climbing up that shoreline. Was that the other guys?
Yeah, other guys. That's by the way, one of my favorite underrated movies. It kind of went under the
Hey, thanks for the fuck shack. That's my favorites. They left a note in my previous Dirty Mike.
Dirty
and the
Mike
Boys.
and the Boys. There's so many quotable lines from that movie, and I won't bore anybody with all the lines that I know. I've watched that movie.
We'll give you guys a monologue
so
one of
many
these days.
times.
I've seen it so many times too.
Me too. I'm glad that we can share that. What was I gonna say? One kind of, I think, good like glimmer of hope in all this is really how different the police have reacted to these protests, and how the protesters have also reacted. And
It's a lose-lose situation for everybody. I feel like everyone's just...
Well, the outcome, we don't know the outcome yet, right? Of all this protesting.
Still going.
Stuff's going on. But what I've been able to go downtown Portland, witness some stuff, and like not necessarily protest, but kind of just be a fly on the wall.
Just finish off. You finish off like Shane Co. after they're done. You
Do
go in
I
there,
what?
You just go check out Shane Co. See what's left
Shane.
over there.
Just throw a brick and casually, walk away with some diamond rings. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the set pallets on the side of the street.
So my stance on defund police would be putting an end to policing for profit, which
Like quotas and stuff. Like
quotas,
yeah.
and we all know it's a real thing.
It is 100% real.
Tickets
thing.
Yeah.
tickets pay pensions.
So trying to meet quota and being under that stress puts you in a position where you might be a little bit on edge because you got to make your monthly quota. You might be a little bit more on edge to
pull people over for stupid reasons.
So if you're pulling more people over for reasons that aren't justified,
It really takes the human element.
You might be put into more positions where you're you might have to draw a gun, but you really don't have to really, or you know what I mean, right? Like just the whole policing for profit thing really bothers me.
Interesting. If I could finish what I was going to say about just like the policing and what I've seen in the protests here in Portland, and just about protesters and police is, I won't say that they're 100% unified, but this is going on 11 days now where they're doing nightly protests, and I've been biking.
And no incubation period? Come on.
2 weeks. 2 weeks is the incubation.
2 weeks, okay.
The relationship between the protesters, I would say the protesters themselves, it seems like everyone's getting out there, like people that you wouldn't like necessarily. Sure, there are like the people with the green hair. Like I just biked down through
Love those girls, dude.
right by the Multnomah Justice Center on my way back home, right before I came here, and bunch of green hair,
So aggressive too. Looking like
Yeah.
a bunch of boogers out there. No.
So that's the avant-garde. That's like the old guard. But you're seeing a lot of people like families. You're seeing a lot of kids.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
I
Like,
think
taking like
Okay.
your kid. Like we're not. You have Sava has the only kids here. Winnie and I were kids ourselves, so
we are.
so
You're almost
that's how it goes.
Is that the rule? Is like you're a kid until you have a kid,
Yeah. That's what we're making up.
or you burn a house
Yeah.
down.
Hey,
Okay.
kid. Yeah. Call everyone a kid until you burn a house down or you have kids. That's how it goes.
That's the right. What do I think about that? I think it is very good and great experience to expose them to that. You shouldn't put a sign in their hand like that says a certain thing. Like remember Greta Thunberg? The thing that I was really, I think, most turned off about Greta Thunberg.
When she got put on the
It
Corona
was
panel.
like well, did she? Did she?
Yeah, dude. Corona panel of experts.
I am so angry right now. I should not be here.
I should be on lockdown.
I am so disappointed. I should be on a sailboat sailing to the Maldives.
I can't get past all this being a political ploy. Why do people use like kids to parrot ideas? Because adults can't be assholes to them.
That's what I'm trying to say with the Greta Thunberg thing. Is like she was like almost brainwashed, and she has like this.
She is brainwashed.
Message, and it's like this or the road. It's like fuck everybody, or not. She's not like that badass, but like it's kind of like that. Where I think like educating kids and saying like this is a right. You have the right to protest this. Like this is our right. That's great. Also, just inequality, like hey, let's talk about this as a family. Let's say, does the color of someone's skin mean that they're worth less or not? I think letting kids, giving kids prompts and like the opportunity to have that critical thinking, that's really important. But you should not put things in their mouth. So maybe Greta Thunberg is she's a great example
And
of that.
you can't be washing boots either.
Can't be washing boots.
Dude, in North Carolina, they had like a bunch of people, a bunch of white people and a bunch of black people. And the white people, dude, they were all like cleaning the boots of the black people, like, oh, I'm sorry for my white privilege. And I was like, this is wild. So there was a bunch of white people cleaning the boots, shining the boots of black people, and like, sorry for our white privilege.
This is in North Carolina?
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Imagine being so racist that you need to go clean some boots.
I can't really put in, like, I will not put myself to that level and say, like, I can understand what that feels like.
Like, dude, if you came and told me, clean my boots, I'd be like, dude, fuck, I'm going to beat your ass, dude. I don't care what color, Asian,
I know, but
black,
this
Russian.
is a different world entirely. Like the South and like that area has so much more history than we do. We're just a bunch of guys who hopped on some fucking wagons and we're like, oh, it's dire.
They got gold over there.
and then that's pretty much it. I mean, not saying there hasn't been slavery. Lewis and Clark had a slave tag along on the expedition to Oregon. And there's been stuff but like I think like we as a population here in Oregon we're kind of removed from that. And I'm not saying Portland, which is the largest city in Oregon, is a white place, but it is a very white place. There's not a lot of ethnic diversity in terms of populations.
Do you know the history of that?
Of why?
Of Oregon just being a very white state.
Very white state? No. I cannot say that I do.
Oregon Trail.
There,
I broke my wagon a couple of times on the route, dude. Had to hunt a couple of geese.
Killed like 8 buffaloes for no reason.
Yeah, I did for no reason.
I don't want
drove them right
to. I
off
don't
a
want to
cliff.
say anything I can't back up, but there is a reason why Oregon. Google it. Just Google it.
Stay tuned through the commercial break to find out.
There is a reason why Oregon is a predominantly white state. Things have been changing.
And do you know the reason, or
I don't want to say anything I can't back up. I can't remember the.
That's fair. It's much better not to say anything.
Yeah, exactly. But there is. I remember. I didn't learn it in school, but I did learn it. Yeah, Google it. There's a story there.
This shit is so insane to me. Like, want to just
actually, real quick, I just want to say, just to wrap up what I was saying about the police and the protesters, real quick. I've never seen the police and protesters interact like this ever before, which is really interesting. Maybe it's a media ploy. Maybe it's like, like trying to get good optics on it, but seeing...
I think there's a chess move by the Democrats. 7D chess right here, bro. We'll get it.
They got to get their boy in.
Where'd those bricks come from?
Okay. So I just want to preface...
Sorry. The Democratic Party.
I am Russian.
Every brick is every brick is engraved to Biden 2020.
Brick by brick, baby. I just want to preface.
Is that what they're saying?
No. Okay. No. That's a complete joke right there, guys. Complete joke. No, only the white bricks said Biden 2020. No, there was no white bricks. They were all the same bricks. All bricks matter. But I want to preface by saying my family was hunted by communists, being prosecuted in Russia.
That is very true. We have
escaped from there. None of my family was a slave owner. I'm not a slave owner. So this is just a different perspective on what's going on.
They were pushed out for being too crazy. Right. Too good at their religion. Right?
Essentially.
Kept keeping all the old beliefs, all the strict, older beliefs alive.
Yeah.
And they lost. It's just plain and simple.
The wave of communism.
Yeah, communism took over. And it's really people will say democratic socialism. When you actually have family that lived firsthand escaping communism, and you seeing all these old people, they're saying this is...
And it was literally escaping communism.
Yeah, fleeing countries, living under trees, hiding in the woods, line up against the wall, we're going to shoot you. Insanity.
Look, our families were better off in China, which is a stretch, right? They were better off in China than they were in Russia.
The Russians went to China, were give us our people back or we're going to give you guys problems.
Right,
so China was hey, you guys got to get out of here. It's insanity. And
we found a nice little happy spot.
And you see, dude, Antifa
in the Tualatin Valley.
In the Tualatin Valley, dude, the Midwest. We came here. We got some berry farms, dude.
You want to pick them, or we can pick them for you?
You pick, we pick, Combine picks, Jose
we don't
picks,
care.
Victor picks. We all pick, baby. Dude, I grew up picking berries. I grew up picking berries, dude, from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. You come in for lunch, and I grew up on a farm, so that's... My grandparents, hard-ass workers.
Yeah. Did you know 95% of the chestnuts in the world...
Hazelnuts from Oregon.
Oh, yeah. Hazelnuts. I was going to say filberts, but I don't think
anybody... No, it is filberts.
It is filberts, but I think they're also... There's another name for them. A more commercially recognized name. Anyway, filberts, if you know filberts, there's a good damn chance that it's picked by one of Rhodey's cousins.
No, man. Russians and Mexicans, we're a bunch of berry pickers, dude. Dude, we picked berries.
And you can pick them too.
I promise you, there was no white people. I'm white. When I say white people, guys, I grew up, I'm American. I was born here, but I grew up with a full-on Russian culture. So I'm not Team Russia or anything. I'm Team America always, but I see myself more as a Russian than American. I think
your story is really amazing, and it's really part of the patchwork that makes America so great.
There's many families out here: Irish, Mexican, Chinese,
and the story of integrating into the melting pot that we say, the fondue of America. Putting that Russian cheese in there, that's making the fondue.
So how do we stop racism?
How do we stop? We put the black cheese in there too.
Yeah, that's the moldy cheese.
No,
hey, that's a joke, guys.
The best answer to that I've seen is that Morgan Freeman comment when he was on 2020 or something, and they asked him, "How would you stop racism?" And he simple, clean, straightforward answer.
Oh, I think I've seen this before. Yeah,
he's like, "Stop talking about it. Stop talking about it." He's like,
Morgan Freeman is also God in Bruce Almighty. That's the question, and I know racist. I know, dude. Most of us at some point when we were younger, I've dropped an N-bomb when I was younger, 12 years old. It's happened. Now, I don't think people should say that.
But you know,
all.
I don't want to like say like, you know, you're absolved of your sins or anything like that, but you're not like trying to inflict harm on anybody. You know,
No, absolutely not.
it's more of just like a.
I see people
Kinda just
as
talking.
people, and it really annoys me that different races get set into this political ploy. And I think the Democrats really made a big chess move right here, because you have all these. There's the majority of these protests going on are peaceful, but the media is picking up all the crazy shit. And the crazy shit, dude, those people are out for something else. Because Antifa, and if you look at Antifa's flag is very similar to Germany's communist flag. I think I sent you that picture. Sava.
The communist flag? The
Yeah,
German communist.
Yeah, let me show you this.
I have not seen the German communist flag. Antifa.
But like those riots, it really defeats this whole purpose with the rioting. If you really want to make a change, you're burning down your community for one.
Yeah.
Minority business owners, white business owners, it doesn't matter. When you're at that point, everyone owns a business. You're all supplying from that business. You're doing whatever you need. Why are you destroying your community? I mean, I'm against the rioting, but if you are going to riot, why are you not going to the leaders of the police station, the mayors, the senators? Go on strike at their house. Literally force them to make a move. You like Target and like those big corporations, whatever, they're going to get, you burn them down. They're going to get more insurance money than before. They made a profit off this fucking chaos. And it really pisses me off. Go to your state leaders, your governor, your mayor. They're in charge of the police department. You want police reform? Go to the people that are in charge. Why do they get this free pass? COVID, lockdown. So many businesses are not going to recover from the lockdown.
No.
And then they're locked down. They're not working. And then their business gets burned down. Like, dude.
Shit on top of shit.
On top of this, all the politicians are still getting paid. You have fucking Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer out here wearing Kunta Kinte scarves. Like African freaking decal scarves, taking a knee for 8 minutes. They took a knee for 8 minutes. Like, who are you kneeling for? Derek Chauvin? Are you kneeling for like how? And George Floyd, his character. I don't think he was a good character. I do not think that he should be martyred. What happened to him is absolutely injustice. The cops need to be. The full extent of the law needs to go to the cops. Right. That was absolute negligence, absolute dirty cops in that process. But also this guy, like, how did George Floyd turn into this martyr? 6 funerals on live TV. You got Neo, fucking Kevin Hart going to these, Tiffany Haddish trying to get a shout out, going to these live funerals for George Floyd. What happened to him is absolutely terrible. Mm-hmm. But then you have these stories of him coming. He's got a rap sheet, and you put all this effort into George Floyd. Dude, 800,000 kids go missing every single year. You think that none of those are minorities? Why is no one putting the same effort into finding those kids? You have a black police officer got killed during the riots protecting a store. What was his name? Dave. There was this other cop, 74 years old, retired, a police chief, black man, gets absolutely murdered and just filmed on the side of the street, stopping some guys from looting a bunch of TVs. Are you serious? So is it Black Lives Matter or is it selective Black Lives Matter? Because that's where we're at right now. When you talk about like
David Dorn,
this is David Dorn, right there, that guy. They just filmed him in cold blood, dying on the sidewalk. There's no justice for him. So like this. It's all this political ploy, and you have these protests going, like the people at the White House in D.C.
Yeah,
dude, and people calling Trump bunker baby because they're like Trump went to the bunker, dude. That's not the president's call. If Secret Service is like, hey, we got a bunch of rioters out here, like, What do you expect Trump just to be on the lawn like, you want a piece of me? Like, dude, and that whole
I can see him
walk to
doing
the
that,
church
too.
and like Trump holding the Bible.
Nasty protesters.
No, but like that cannot happen. Like guys, you think there's not special forces and snipers surrounding the whole White House? Come on, when you guys are not gonna make it to the front doors. Like, absolutely not. And I feel like
remember what that guy did? He landed his
Joe
like,
Rogan had it in
chopper.
his stand-up. He was making fun of it in his stand-up.
He landed his helicopter in the
snuck
front
it.
lawn.
Insane. Yeah, but that's like an unknown situation. Like,
Yeah.
it just happens. This is like you have an angry mob. Like,
Well, I want to address that. So, I think this thing has been boiling for a while, but it's been boiling on the back burner for a while. It's been a thing. It's been swept under the rug. Like, we as a society, we haven't been really able to tackle it quite yet. And this is sort of like the straw that breaks the camel back.
I completely understand that.
And whether or not George Floyd was a good person, a martyr is a martyr. It's something being held up to a degree, and it's speaking to a lot of people, and it's speaking to everybody. And so this is the outpour. Like, this is the dam breaking, essentially, like saying like this is the time for change. And society's, we're talking like the grand idea of society. Like, we have these inflection points where we decide at a certain event that things need to change. And so this is one of these. Like, absolutely, this is one of these moments, like an inflection point where we're going to be reading about this in history books for a long time.
These last 4 years are automatically in the history.
These
books.
last 6
Like,
months, man. I'm fucking kidding.
You're never gonna forget this until the day you die.
Jam-packed. This would be, oh man, this is going to be great TV in 10
I
years.
hear what you were saying.
Yeah.
The dam is breaking. But this is an election year, Cuzzy. This happened 4 years ago.
So are you trying to push? I can kind of see what you're.
I think this
where you're
is
stepping
chess,
in.
dude. I think you have multiple conversations of how I think about politics. It's
Yeah,
a house of cards.
We're both very fluid.
Is
on,
it?
Like,
It's-
even though your wife thinks I'm a
Dude, I don't get it.
I think
man.
she's just afraid of anybody from outside of the community.
Dude, she grew up in a town that had like 20 kids in her graduating class.
So for the listeners here, she automatically assumes I'm from Portland, and then from that she thinks that I'm a bleeding heart liberal.
Dude, I'm like, dude, I know. I told you all the time, I'm like,
I'm at the protest, I'm throwing bricks at cops.
oh, dude, looting Gucci.
Yeah, like, just because I live where I live. So if that's not some sort of classism or I don't even know the term, locationism, like
Locationism at its finest.
Winnie.
yeah.
Oh, fuck, I shouldn't say it.
What?
I'm gonna nah.
Were you
I'm
gonna
gonna start a whole nother riot. No, I'm gonna keep my mouth. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
But my political views are very fluid, and I don't find myself, Republican or
I'm not on a team. I find this
you know,
game very interesting.
left. Yeah, I, very much see myself as an observer.
It's the dirtiest game out there.
It is. But like, we're talking about like politics, I see myself very fluid. I try to put myself in the shoes of the people who are arguing their, their message. So it's just so funny.
That
hear
cracks
that.
me. Dude, she don't know shit.
So one of my really good friends used to joke me, joke with me, like he said that I was, because like I took that very same stance when, we were right in the middle of like when Donald Trump got elected, and Portland was just like in outrage, and the alt-right had like a big magnifying glass.
crazy, dude.
And so my friend was like, "Oh, you're a secreted alt-rightist," because like
What is all right? I always see all right, but what is it?
I associate the alt-right with like being on 4chan and like
And
being
the 8chan back channels.
closeted, yeah, like all the chans, and being like a closeted Nazi. And so he would just joke with me about that. So like, it's so funny. I go to the other like talk to your wife and she thinks I'm a bleeding hearts liberal, and I'm like, where's the equilibrium? I can't find it. So I think it's funny.
She just moved out here. She barely knows Portland. But when I say this, it's so convenient for this to happen in an election year in Minnesota 4 years ago, right before Trump got elected. In Minnesota, what was that guy's name? David Castillo, minority, pulled over, and the cop just at the window shot him. Your regular pullover.
Same police department?
I don't know if it's the same place. It's Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
I don't know if it's the same police department, but that was during that election year. You have this election year.
Where Joe Biden, right?
And Joe Biden, why is he not campaigning? Like, I don't. If you guys follow Joe Biden on Twitter, all he does is just has like generic ass Pinterest tweets. And I'm like, dude, Joe, we had a black president, Barack Obama, for 8 years. Why is not like this is just, and like politics really pissed me off in this because we're just being used. We're like black, white, don't matter our race. They create this division and we're fighting with each other while all these politicians are up here protecting their bottom line, bottom dollar.
Still getting those checks.
Still getting those checks. All these big corporations, Nike, like imagine Amazon, Nike, all these big companies. Of course, they're going to put out an email that say, of course, Black Lives Matter, blah, blah. It does not affect their bottom line. All those big corporations, they don't see color. They don't see white and black. They see green. And they go where the wind blows.
Very true.
Like Nike, of course, Nike's going to be like, we support Black Lives Matter. But do you support the little Thai kids, all the Asian kids that are sewing your guys' sneakers? So where are we at? Like this, and then this whole kneeling situation is just. I was appalled. Like I couldn't believe. Like Nancy Pelosi and all them taking a knee for 8 minutes. I'm like, dude, who is that like doing justice for? Who like because kneeling?
Apparently the frock that they got up in. It was I forget exactly what it was, but it was basically I think the New York Times did like an opinion piece or something like that, but it was basically like this guy was like, do you guys know that wearing what they wore was basically like wearing like saying like, hey, I'm an American, I wear a Hawaiian t-shirt, and so it was almost like more offensive in a way.
It was bad. It was very bad optic.
They pulled a fucking Justin Trudeau. Justin Trudeau's fucking dress up ass motherfucker, fucking dressing up to every fucking place. He went to India and he dressed up like not as a politician. He dressed up as a straight up Indian. Hey, so he came back to Canada, right? And then India started releasing news stories. Justin Trudeau, too Indian for India.
Well, he also did blackface,
and he did blackface.
So, dude,
absolutely.
What are we doing? Like, what is going on? It's just like nothing. Everything is upside down.
Yeah,
everything. Like when it goes back to Corona, mask on, mask off. You're gonna kill your grandparents, but now you could go and protest like right next to each other. It's just the world right now. Up is down, left is right. Everything they're trying to. And
what a world.
And then this goes back to MK Ultra and Operation Mockingbird. You break down the dress up of society. You make everyone's self-conscious just absolutely question themselves. And I feel like that's what's just been happening for years.
Okay. Interesting. Joe Rogan.
Dude, this shit is absolutely insane to me.
Did you take mushrooms before this?
I wish. I haven't had mushrooms in ages, dude.
MK.
I know I know.
I can see, so I can see where you're coming from with like this being, maybe the Democratic Party pushing a little harder on this issue because Joe is a little plain Jane, right? And so you got to put like social
dementia,
issues.
Dude. He has legit. Him and my grandpa are going in the same boat right now. Like they both have the same cognitive issues.
Who was it? Andy Schultz or no? Andrew Schultz that was just on the Joe Rogan show, and he's like, I got a buddy. that's in with the DNC, and he's like, or no, he's in with CNN, and he asked him, he's like, does he really have dementia? They're like, oh yeah, but we're trying to keep that under wraps. Like somebody from CNN.
Wow.
And he wouldn't say names.
He's not giving away names.
But he's the one, the primary.
Hey, can we all
not the
agree
primary,
that
but
like Antifa is like trouble?
Yeah.
Completely unrelated to what we're talking about. But yeah, Antifa is trouble.
Well, when I say like
When I was talking-
political ploy with Antifa, you have all these riots at the White House. Can you imagine like if Trump killed an American citizen, protester, rioter, or
if
not?
Trump himself killed one?
Not himself, but like they rushed and
Secret
he had
Service?
one of like his service members kill someone or something.
Okay.
Oh, that's election KO'd, right? That you're gonna lose. And Antifa, why do we have pallets of bricks getting dropped off in various cities? And why are all these extreme riots happening in Democrat-ran cities?
Tell me more about the bricks.
Dude, there's videos, and there's videos of cops supervising trucks dropping off pallets of bricks. It's absolute ludicrous.
I'd like to see more of that because I haven't seen any of that.
Yeah, full on. Just a pallet of bricks just chilling. They're like, someone dropped off this pallet of bricks right here. Like,
who knows? I mean, I don't want to be conspiracy, Mr. Tinfoil Hat, but reports piles of bricks found in cities where riots are happening. Where is this from? LET?
George Soros. George Soros got his fingerprints all over this one.
Okay, if that's not
Piles of bricks.
CNN's not going to cover this, so we've got to go with
Good thing we're on DuckDuckGo.
And dude, did you see that list of actors that were all putting up money to bail out protesters that got arrested?
Yeah.
Why don't you guys put up your money for like supporting your movement? I'm so sick and tired of people virtue signaling. There's a whole lot of virtue signaling going around. Like, you know, during the day where everyone is posting the black square on their social medias.
Did this happen already?
What was that day? Like Tuesday or something? Last week, Tuesday? Everyone was putting a black screen for Black Lives Matter. And you know what was going on that day? Hillary Clinton was getting deposed or whatever. What's that word?
deposition.
She was in a deposition.
Deposed.
And now she has to go to court again to talk about her emails. And Obamagate, there's a lot of shit going on through Obamagate. All that shit is just being swept under the rug right now.
What was that? What was that guy's name? He just squealed. He was he was
the step-in attorney general or whatever.
He was Tekashi 6ix9ine on the fucking on a political level.
Yeah, they just had was it in the House or in the Senate? It was in the Senate. They're doing trials, asking the guy about the whole General Flynn and Russiagate collusion and shit.
Oh,
it was all fake. It was all. They had zero evidence on what they were going in on and just absolutely spying on other Americans. But we all know that we're all being spied on. Google right now is getting sued. You know, Google, the incognito mode.
Yeah,
they're still tracking all your shit. So someone's suing Google for $5 million over that.
Goddamn time. Dude. Only way to do it is through Tor. You know Tor?
I only know the Pirate Bay.
Yeah, well, Tor. Tor is a web browser, which is pretty crazy. Tor, it's like a VPN. You know, like a VPN, right?
Yeah.
It's weird, but you can pretty much be anonymous.
I saw that Pornhub was doing during this whole Black Lives Matter movement, they were only going to make all their videos
ebony.
It was a lie. I went right when I saw that tweet, immediately went to Pornhub, and I was like, "Oh,
jokes
on
honey
dicked me,
step brother."
Jokes on them. I go straight to ebony, anyways.
Dude,
a man of culture,
ebony
nice.
Anal. That's what you go to. First.
It's like ebony SpongeBob,
ebony Bukkake.
You've got a wife and kids, right? I'm sorry. You don't have to.
Are you getting waterboarded?
Root beer boarded.
Root beer boarded.
Oh, my nostrils. Oh.
Hey, do we do it? Do we make a video of us waterboarding each other?
What? I don't
might
know,
as well,
I don't know
dude.
if I'm
For-
comfortable
for
with that.
science.
But hey, that might make us break through.
We're not gonna break through. We're gonna see the other side. We're gonna see Joe Rogan at the end of the spectrum.
Yeah, we're gonna get Spotify on the phone after that one.
Hey, are you guys not waterboarding each other? Yeah.
We thought that was really politically correct for the time. That was great.
We're against torture.
So are we, but we did it.
Man, I'm down. I'm down to do a root beer
Root beer board.
root beer board.
Root beer board me. All Navy SEALs, we all know that all Navy SEAls have to go through a root beer board.
You're Eric Gardner. The other guy that got killed. I don't know. Did he get killed by cops? Eric
talking about,
Gardner. But that was the whole I Can't Breathe. They had a whole logo, I Can't Breathe, from years ago, and now it's resurfacing.
Oh, yeah. The big guy. Very big. He was very big.
You know, George Floyd was like 6'7", big guy, and they're just like dancing with this coffin.
Big bouncer.
Are they just flying this coffin around to like all these cities?
You have to wonder. But everything, funniest aside, I think it's that has proved that this is like reached peak like dam breakage. You know what I'm saying?
I think whatever countries infiltrated us are laughing their asses off right now, dude. We're in absolute disarray.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. So, have you seen a lot of the international protests as well?
Yeah, what's going on over there? Like, guys, there is literally a slave trade marketplace in Syria and Libya. Where is the energy? It's so it's just so much virtue signaling. And when people I saw someone, I don't remember whose name, someone made a proposal where for reparations for the black community, it was like a one-time payment of $350,000 to all the families or each or however it was, and it was like a total of $14 trillion bailout.
Wow,
dude. Why?
pretty aggressive.
Why? Yeah, that's very aggressive, dude. Like, there's literally still slaves going on right now. Like
Human trafficking.
Human trafficking going on.
If you go to a massage parlor,
Robert Kraft.
human trafficking.
That's going on right now. If we go,
If you guys know any good massage parlors, though, let me know.
because how do you tax? Do you tax every white person? But okay, we gotta get all these taxes together.
You have your Medicare taken out of your then you have your reparations.
Dude, go after the families who have a history of make them repent for their sins. Of the ultimate sin of this country is having slavery. It's a terrible fucking thing. Come on, slavery existed since the beginning of time.
Yeah,
since the beginning of humankind.
It's okay. So it's funny.
Marcus Aurelius was a slave.
Marcus Aurelius.
Marcus Aurelius.
Oh God, I used to know this verbatim. It was.
I was a soldier.
Father to a slain son. Son of a slain emperor. Oh God, I used to.
Husband to a slain wife.
Yeah. Oh God, it was so
Such
good
a
and so
good
powerful. I'm
movie.
so sorry that I can't recite it, but no. So the thing that I wanted to say about that is yes. I mean, America is kind of in the flashlight or in the spotlight about this issue because that's kind of the beauty, I think, of America. A lot of countries will sweep this under the rug, like the Dutch. The Dutch.
Oh, I would say the majority of countries.
The Dutch
dude.
fucking
The majority of countries.
annihilated population. I mean, everybody has their has their hands a little bloody.
These are evil people.
But we're the only people that are, or we're the only, kind of taking a real big step back and kind of just being like, hey, humanity's not all that bad. It's like, we're the only ones having a dialogue about this. And this one seems very, very productive compared to, than a lot of other ones. So, I think a lot of changes will come out of this. I really, really hope so. I hope it's not just like a ploy, like you're saying.
And I don't want no out of feeling. I don't want no feeling decisions being made. let's fix this right now, but then create repercussions in the future.
Absolutely. Well, they do say hindsight's 20/20, and that's why people study history. It's because there are a lot of things that come from like from points of action, and they negatively or positively impact something or populations or people or nations. So you can't always be right, but the beauty of like being a society is that you can keep trying stuff, and that's
and
the beauty
stop
of it.
watching mainstream media, dude. The whole point of media, you could take any narrative you want, any situation, you could highlight it, blast it on the news for 2 weeks straight. You could create,
And these are corporations that are doing this.
and dude, it's like 6 corporations own
Right.
all the multimedia, and you could tell that that's true because a lot of them parrot the same freaking talking points over and over. And it's
When you
like,
say parrot, you mean like back, back, back.
yeah, exactly. Like they all have the same talking points, same words, and dude, it's exhausting. Like during the protest, they had an angry mob outside of the CNN headquarters in Georgia,
Okay.
like throwing big ass firecrackers into the lobby, and CNN was loving the ratings, like the footage. Oh, they just threw a firecracker in. Like, why did they not burn that place to the ground? The media. At this point,
CNN
the media is
deserves to
enemy
get
of the people.
burnt
Dude,
down.
yeah, I don't. Yes,
Fuck CNN.
Fuck CNN. They're so bad. Like, CNN, Fox, dude, ABC, all those news networks, get fucked, dude.
Yeah.
You guys are absolutely creating division. I'm team people, dude. I'm team human. Like, and it's really bullshit. What
We should
you guys
start
are doing.
Human News Network.
Human
HNN.
News Network. Why the hell not, dude?
Speaking of this being on a world stage, funny little quote here. It goes, if the U.S. saw what the U.S. was doing in the U.S. would invade the U.S. to save the U.S. from the tyranny of the U.S.
Absolute lunacy. It's absolute lunacy what's going on.
But the next question is like, but did that have all? But do they have any of that good ass all?
It's the verbal Spider-Man meme. U.S. pointing at each other. That's what that is.
For the
dude.
meme lovers out there.
It's time for Question of the Week.
Okay, so did Hitler kill himself?
And for you
In a
guys
way,
listening, the question of the week is did Hitler shoot himself?
Really shoot himself? Submitted by a very jovial user. So did Hitler shoot himself? In a way, he did, because his legacy, his the regime, and the ideas of Hitler died with whatever happened after that. So I would say, does it really matter if Hitler shot himself? No.
I think it's one of those situations where
I-
next man up, you know.
Hey, I like that. Dude, Hitler,
That works.
Schiller works, dude.
Hitler fucking shot himself when he was like, hey, I don't like those Jews.
Dude, this is Hitler was Time Magazine's Person of the Year at one point.
Like 1936 or something
Absolutely
like that.
crazy.
Yeah.
And fun fact, learned from the Joe Rogan podcast. The dude who invented fertilizer.
No. He invented the system or the technique that pulled nitrogen out of the atmosphere.
Genius.
Yeah, they had never had.
But did he do that with like putting Jews on balloons? And
No.
So here's the thing. He created this compound,
I laugh.
or the technique-
I laugh, but
the technique of like gathering nitrogen and creating fertilizer.
Yeah.
And fertilizer became
This is
such
gonna
an
be dark, isn't it?
industrialized product.
Yes.
He won the Nobel Peace Prize.
No, not the Nobel Peace Prize. He won. It was another one of those prestigious awards, but it wasn't the Nobel Peace Prize. It was the scientific award.
I'm pretty sure it was the Nobel Peace Prize.
No. Pulling nitrogen out of the air doesn't mean you're fucking creating peace. It wasn't the Nobel Peace Prize.
Well, the guy who invented
when you create
TNT.
so they use that, him being able to create the nitrogen from the air, they use that into fertilizer to boost your crops, create more food for people. And at the same time that he won this award, he was gassing Jews with that same compound. So that's like, dude, what?
He also ended up. Was it the same guy that ended up being the head of NASA?
No, they're different guys. Warren von Braun was head of NASA.
Yeah, okay.
But also, the guy who created the Nobel Peace Prize was also the inventor of TNT.
Yeah.
So you got to create a
That's why he
virtue signaling.
That's why he
fucking
created
award.
it, though. That's why he created it, though. That's what history
They were
says.
calling him the agent of death, dude. Like, when dynamite got invented back in the day, shit was getting blown up everywhere. People were dying left and right, just abdomens getting blown open. Let's hit this next question. Question number 2.
The laptop died. So maybe let's do word of the week.
Oh, the laptop died?
I thought it was plugged in. It wasn't.
Oh, shit. All right, guys. No second question of the week for you guys today. And we still got we had a little blackout period of about 20 minutes. You guys can watch that clip, that section of the podcast on YouTube at RoadhouzMedia. That will be on there. What we missed out was kind of just wrapping up our whole thought process on the whole Black Lives Matter movement.
Let's get that word of the
white
week.
privilege,
Dude, I love that word.
etc. All that.
Shoot that
and
word.
This week's Roadhouse word of the week is word of the week. Panchola.
P-A-N?
P-A-N.
It's
Chola.
It's
Chola.
It's Spanish.
It's Spanish. I don't speak
Chola.
Spanish, but I'm going to manage to give you your word of the week. Panchola. Panchola means...
Hold on.
There's no guesses?
Hold on. Give Winnie a... I know what it means, but give Winnie a
Okay.
fucking-
So I know chola. It's probably like a loose woman, right? And then pan means like
Close. You're like, you're getting hot. You're getting hotter.
pan is like everything. So it's like a girl who goes to a Latinx orgy, and she's the altar of
Super close.
of magna cum laude.
What's that?
It's just a
Magna cum laude.
another word to say cum.
Guys, Panchola is when he was super close. So Panchola is big loose pussy. And so in today's delicate of times,
That was it.
with certain noises that you can make from your face. Boo. So if you don't want to call one of your friends for not man enough, you don't want to call him a pussy, you call him a Panchola. And Panchola means you're a big loose pussy. Panchola belongs to a bigger figure
Okay.
with a loose vag. Panchola. Hey, don't be a Panchola, dude.
Put it in a pan.
Drop in, bro. Just drop in.
So the definition we got from our
This is official. Okay.
Yeah, shout out to Pepe.
Yeah,
Huge shout out to Pepe.
Hey, his use of the word.
I thought this would be a work site
It also
definition.
Panchola also sounds a lot better coming out of Pepe's mouth than it does any of ours. Anyways,
Panchola.
yeah, it's
Panchola.
it's a big loose pussy. Is what
It's
it
a
comes
big
down
loose
to.
pussy.
Verbatim. How he explained it to us. So, guys, that is your word of the week.
Hold on.
Oh, we got the laptop back.
Yeah. We got the fucking computer back on. But let's bring it to the fucking fans. Let's
I think so. Another question of the week.
yeah. Question of the week.
Hold on. Also, with the word Panchola, if you guys have any good gifts or create any memes that perfectly describe the Roadhouse word of the week, you guys send it in to us on Twitter. We're in a little Twitter situation here, right? We got locked out of the main Roadhouse account because I attempted to change when the date of birth on there to it was exactly 1 year when I noticed it. I'm like, oh, dude, we've been doing this for a year.
Holy
So,
shit.
I was
Let's
like,
celebrate that
yeah,
first.
hell
Wow.
yeah.
We've
So-
been doing this for a year.
1 year, dude. Boots on the ground. We got the foundation built. Hey, stick with us for a couple more years. You're gonna grow with us. You're gonna see what we got. Slava degrees. We got some shit. We got some shit.
We got clips.
planned out.
We got clips coming. But let's bring this question to the listeners. And that question is, what are your go-to shots?
Of like liquor?
Liquor.
Oh.
Yeah. What? We're not talking about
Fuck shots.
9 mil. I go with the 9. No. We want to hear what
I go with a 223 caliber AR-15. Don't touch my truck and don't break into my house.
Listeners, we want to know what you guys. What's
But seriously, you break into my house, you will be met with severe violence. Okay, back to the question.
if you guys are sitting down, chilling out, listening to the podcast? What's your go-to drink? What are you drinking?
What are you drinking or what are you shooting?
What are your go-to shots?
Like it really depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Like, if I'm a couple beers deep, I could literally take a shot of anything. But if I'm just like stone sober and starting to get shots, that's rough. I know I'm Russian, but vodka plays a 6-man role in my life. I like a good bourbon, a good whiskey, something on the rocks. If I'm feeling real crazy, let's get some mezcal with the scorpion, dude. Let's eat that fucking
mezcal,
bug,
fuck
dude.
yeah.
Fuck scorpions. Scorpio for life, aka woo woo.
You do shots of mezcal? You're not supposed to do that.
You're not supposed to.
It's a sipping.
Alcoholic, son. No, yeah, it's I like a good whiskey on the rocks. I like some mezcal.
That's not a shot. What is your shot of choice?
Oh, my shot, dude. Just give me. Y'all just do a shot. Some Pendleton with a pineapple backer, dude. That's all I need. We get rowdy.
At our age, man, you need a back. You need a back. You
dude.
need a back.
And
boy.
if you're a pickle juice backer kind of person, fuck you.
Damn liberal.
Winnie, when you're listening back to this podcast,
Yes.
trying to figure out what the fuck he said, what's your go-to?
Listerine.
I usually just rob all the porta potties in Portland from all the construction sites of their just getting waterboarded by the sanitation device that's included inside those shit dumps.
Listerine is great because you have a great excuse for the cops, sir. I just wash my mouth out with Listerine.
Let it absorb a little bit, or
Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Let's do another question. Let's do 3.
yeah, I'm feeling this.
Three's
Let's
a
do it.
company.
All right.
I think they're all supposed to eliminate once they get quick.
What new skill?
What new skill would you like to learn that you have no idea about?
Another deep question.
I haven't even thought about this. I don't even know. Start.
I think I remember what the question was last week. It was like, like, do you love your father? it was like some weird, deep shit. It's like,
I know y'all wilding out here, Drew. Trying to make my junk wiggle. Touch a little soft point.
Let's make it lighthearted next week, guys. But love the submissions. Okay, so what new skill would you like to learn? You have no idea about. Great question.
I'd love to be a trapper. Dude, we have to get. No, I've been talking about this like boxing. I have the gist of boxing, but I really want to learn angles and movements. Like, I'm not in there trying to become a pro boxer or do any competition, but
Yeah.
I want to go to a competitive place, not like your average gym where you're doing fucking boxing with Karen and Lauren and Alicia, like, oh, Tybo, dude. And one now, and jab, hook. Okay, ladies. No, that ain't for me. Like, I want to go to a legit place, learn angles, learn how to throw these fucking cinder blocks, cuzzy.
I've been to a few classes, and our coach or trainer did not go easy.
Did not go easy on you.
No, it's tough.
I don't like when people go easy on things.
No, it was tough. But hey, getting into a fight, you want to know what you're doing? That's not gonna be tough. Or that's not gonna be easy.
Because it's like, I've gotten many fights, but I got in a lot of fights with people who didn't know how to fight. When you get a fight with someone who knows how to fight, then you're like, dude, all right, this is hard. I actually got to work for it. But boxing just negates all that. You learn angles, like, good luck. Good luck, dude. What do you want?
Angles mean just like footwork and then movement.
Angles, footwork, movement, head movement. I want to learn all that.
Ah.
So that's my skill, and I'm also learning about property management. But that's a side hustle.
Winnie?
Norwegian, learning Norwegian, or learning how to ski moguls.
What are moguls?
Moguls are when you look at the ski hill, and there's just a bunch of
The little mounds.
little mounds. Yeah.
Oh, you want to go just freaking carve. Like,
Talking about like 1980s, like ski movie, like,
get. You're like, dude.
and that takes a lot of energy.
Pizza, French fry.
Well,
pizza.
You can't pizza French fry. So I guess I'm not a total out of the know about this, but I was a ski instructor, level 2 ski instructor for those of you guys out there who know what that means. But moguls are just it's a whole different world out there. It's like a whole different school of learning. You can be a really great skier and just be confronted with moguls and just
shit bricks.
Just eat, yeah. And they're scary too.
You know, like you're on the lift, you see those hard asses
Right.
flying down there, and
there's a way.
it's mostly a ski thing.
It's a very
The
very ski
snowboarders
thing.
will hit it, but
Snowboarders do
it
not.
looks way better when a skier does it.
Yeah, snowboarders do not do well just because of the board and yeah.
The skiing's like shit.
So like one of those would be, or being able to pick that up.
All right,
That
Slob
would be
Master
amazing.
Flex. What is one new skill that you would like to learn? Hey, during this coronavirus was like the best time to really deep dive on, like doing research on whatever skill you wanted to.
So this is not a skill that I have no idea about, but just this whole video thing. I've been sitting at my computer a lot and just learning the ins and outs, and I'm really I'm getting there. I'm getting better.
So you're basically we're saying that we hired.
Fuck you. That was not a skill. Dude, what new skill would you like to learn that you have no idea about?
Think about it. New.
I guess I
skill,
said boxing.
No
I was
idea.
like,
Yeah. Well, you punched a couple.
Yeah,
people out.
punch a couple people out. Mike Tyson punch out.
I've witnessed it. So.
all right. Public speaking. I'd love to get better.
That's tough, man.
Dude,
Wow.
I've never been in front.
You want to be an orator?
No, I don't want to, but I'd love to get up there and learn how to be more comfortable talking to a crowd of people.
You just gotta imagine everybody in their underwear, dude.
No, naked.
Naked. Oh, that's
The best way to do it is to pick a point in the spot in the room and look at it and not look at anybody else.
That might work.
And that's me as the grand orator.
like your crazy eyes. You know, like you're like talking to some person, but you're looking at the wall, like, "What's up, Winnie?" Dude.
Right, but people in the audience they don't know.
No idea.
They're like he's making a connection.
They're all
with
on
me.
Twitter, anyways. Dude. They're not even paying attention.
I guarantee you could sink like $30,000 into public speaking classes, and all you're gonna get is like, okay, every 30 seconds,
Or Russian
you
ping
need
pong.
to look at a different point in the back. Yeah, okay.
I
or
heard
Russian
that
ping
pays
pong.
out well.
You need to look at a different spot in the back of the room, and that's it. And walk around. And that's it. Where's my $30,000?
There you go. I've got it. I can do it.
Yeah.
I believe in myself.
Just email Hillary. Be like, "Hey, how did you manage to make $250K per speech?"
Well, you've got to kill a few people first. Like,
You have to generate a body count. Oh, these are the Clint files. That's another episode. All right, let's wrap this party up.
Wrap it up.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening to the Roadhouse Podcast, the most natural and unapologetic podcast in the world. Shoot us a follow on Twitter. We're gonna have a new Twitter up. The username will be RoadhouzMedia. We're gonna be sitting there at 0 followers. Lost all our other followers. So shoot us a follow on there. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, all of the Roadhouse Pod, YouTube, the Roadhouse Pod. Shoot us a subscription. We're what did we just break? What do we got? Like 102 subscribers on YouTube.
no, the numbers have been jumping.
Numbers have been jumping on
week-
YouTube.
2 weeks ago, we were at.
We've just been incorporating a lot more video into the YouTube.
Clips are coming.
Clips are coming per episode. We're going to be putting clips onto the YouTube, and
We know
we're
you
gonna
want
be
it.
putting the
Yeah.
full episode on Patreon. So go and shoot us a follow on patreon.com/RoadhouseMedia. Subscribe over there. It's like we're going to put the clips out on YouTube, but we're going to put the full visual podcast over on Patreon, and it'll be, I think it's like $3 to subscribe, $3 a month. Go and subscribe to that. You could buy a king size Twix bar for $3, and you can't even buy a Steel Reserve for $3. So subscribe to the show, and it helps us get new equipment. We're constantly needing batteries, light bulbs, tables, chairs, like all the money, soundproofing. All the money is just going back into the operation.
You're investing in an idea. Okay.
Yeah,
don't take that lightly.
This is the gulags, dude. You're trying to Modern Warfare reference and Bernie Sanders reference, maybe. But yeah, thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you guys next week at the Roadhouse Party. Roadhouse Mafia, thanks for listening. Go sign up for the Patreon, dude. Come join the gang, Roadhouse Mafia. We're bringing Mafias back.
We're giving shout outs.
We're going to have some hats coming over on the at roadhouse.com. We're going to have some hats out in the marketplace that you guys can, if you guys like them, hit us up. We'll send you guys a hat for a price. We ain't giving out hats for free. We're giving out stickers for free.
I think we're talking about a giveaway, though, huh?
Yes.
Something's coming up.
Yeah, something's coming up we're working on.
What's it doing?
Next week, we're going to come back with some Conspiracy Corner. We're going to have a new look, Word of the Week, as we have a visual segment for it. And Winnie D's is the perfect candidate to come in for Word of the Week. And guys, just thanks. We've been in this operation for a year.
One of the lesser. We didn't celebrate that
clap?
at the front of the.
Is that a slow clap? Yeah.
1 year. Wow. Is that just 1 year in total, or is that 1 year with me as co-host?
It's like a year and 3 months total.
So
A
about
year
1
with
year
you total.
Wow. That really warms
Baby
my
steps,
warms
baby.
my buns.
Baby steps, baby.
That
We're
really
getting
toast my buns. Yeah, thank you guys so much. 106 subscribers on YouTube.
That's YouTube.
Something like that.
Wow.
That's YouTube.
Amazing.
So, yeah, like intricating all this new visual clips of the podcast has been real fun.
We're moving
these
forward for you. You know, we're trying to produce better quality content. So every dollar that you guys give us is going right back to the podcast.
It's going right back to YouTube. Susan Shastvansky.
Wazinski.
Steve Wazowski.
Mike Mazowski.
Is it Mike Wazowski?
Surprise!
You didn't turn in your forms.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, listening, whatever. But yeah, we're here for you guys, you the viewers, and yeah, fuck yeah. Tell your friend, tell whoever. Keep listening, subscribe, like, comment, all that other bullshit that everybody else says. But yeah,
Smash that subscribe button.
Smash! But yeah, I think 1 year, wow, we didn't really celebrate that. It was sort of like you just dropped that bombshell on me.
Bombshell, baby.
I think we're all on lockdown.
What?
Yeah. Hey, we also have we're working on setting up a cornhole tournament. Local. So if you're in Oregon.
Sorry, the Sri Lankan viewers.
Yeah.
Or listeners.
Sorry to the French out there, dude.
That's right.
And the Italians. We'll catch you guys next week, dude. Thanks for listening. Also, Epstein didn't kill himself. Lock up that Beezy Ghislaine. She dirty. And Wexner. And lock up Wexner, too. Victoria's Secret, you guys are human trafficking. Roadhouse signing out.
Toodles, guys. Bye.
I've been feeling kinda different. I'm walking with a spring in my step. All the forgotten stress, screaming fuck the rest. We'll never be depressed, we'll just be reckless. And when my phone lights up, I see your name and my heart's a rush. Final words to say, don't wanna push away. Just wanna keep you safe, don't wanna mess up. We won't regret this. Staying up late, waiting for the sunset. Waking up early, have a something that I need you to know. When you need, you make the world seem slow. No lights that you make me glow. I need your hand and I promise I won't let you go. And I want this. You won't regret this. Staying up late, waiting on the sunset. Waking up early, have a drink of breakfast. And I want this. You will remember this. Staying up late, waiting on the sunset. Coming up and I'm never gonna let you down. Regret this. Staying up late, waiting for the sunset. Waking up early, have a drink of breakfast. Waiting for the sunset. Waking up early, have a drink of breakfast. Up late, waiting for the sunset. Waking up early, have a drink of breakfast. Up late, waiting for the sunset. Waking up early, have a drink of breakfast.